So, how many of y'all remember the Motorola Razr? The Razr phone, it's like the first or one of the very first. If y'all are in your upper 30s or lower 40s, meaning like from 35 to 45, the Motorola Razr was one of the very popular, one of the first clamshell cell phone designs. Back in the day, it would just be like those old Nokia phones. It was like a candy bar design, which they still use today, which I have no idea why. And then there was the Razr. It's a clamshell. Basically, it was a flip phone, like the Galaxy Z Flip 3, 4. Well, Razr, Motorola has been slung around as far as parent companies. Google once owned Motorola maybe 6 years ago, sold it maybe 2 or 3, maybe 4 years ago. So Lenovo owns Motorola, and the same company that makes computers. They're coming up with a new Razr. Now, this one looks to be cool. However, if you remember, I like to say no smartphone is perfect. Why do I say that? Because no matter how much you love a phone, like I love my Pixel, it's not perfect. No phone is, right? So the cool, it's going to have the same clamshell design. It's going to be flip. They first the last one that they came out with, I think it was maybe 2 years ago, did not sell that well, and here's why. Well, one of the many reasons why. It was so damn expensive. I think it was like, no lie, I think it was, I could find out. I'm not supposed to be texting while I'm driving, but I'm almost to my destination. I think it was, screw it. I think it was about $1,500 or $1,600. Now, we're not talking about the folds. We're talking about the flip, the little phone. It's like $1,600. So the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3, which I think is around the same time it came out, was like $1,000. You're talking about a whole $400 or $500 cheaper. So why would you buy the Motorola Razr? Well, they're coming out with a new Razr. What makes this one cool is two things, and it will have an advantage on the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4. It's going to have, you know, that little display, not the full one on the inside, but when you close it, there's that display on the outside where the camera is. Samsung's got like a little 1.2 inch rectangle screen. You get notifications and stuff. This new Motorola Razr, which is going to be called Razr Plus, not Plus, but the actual plus sign, Razr Plus. It's going to have the whole side that folds down. It's going to be all display on the outside. So it's not going to be this little 1.2 inch thing that Samsung got. The whole outside is going to be display at one half. The back side is not, but the top half is when you fold it. And it's what is pretty cool about this other feature is it's going to have an under display selfie camera. An under display, so you're not going to have the hole punch. You're not going to have the little Apple island, dynamic island, or even a little notch. It's going to be completely under the display. Now, this is not uncommon. They are not the first phone company to put this in their phones. Xiaomi, a Chinese company, has on a line of their phones have been putting out an under display selfie camera for about 2 years now. Now here's the issue. It would have been out. I know Samsung's been trying to do this in their flagship phones. It's probably not. I think Samsung's going to release this maybe in, I would like to say 1, but I would bet is probably like 2 years away. And here's the issue. And I'm wondering how Motorola is going to get around this issue. Now, Samsung's got it on the Z Fold 4, is resolution. You can put a selfie camera under the display. However, when you take a selfie picture, you can't get HD resolution, because it actually has to, think about it, you actually have an actual display, the LED display, sitting on top of the sensor. So it has to actually see through, it has to be basically invisible sensors, excuse me, not invisible sensors, invisible light emitting diodes, LEDs, on top of the sensor in the display for it to see through it and snap the image. So it'd be interesting to see if they can get 720 out of it. I'd rather just go for the hole punch until they can get 1080p, and then eventually in the future 4K from under display selfie cameras. I'd rather just have the hole punch, but I mean, it's cool. And eventually all phones will get that way. Apple is going to put an under display sensor in the iPhone 16, I think is what they're aiming for. So that'll be interesting. Now, here's one of the downsides. It's going to have a 2850 milliamp hour battery, and that's down from 3500 milliamp battery that was in the previous Razr generation, which is already small. So the 2850 is crazy small. Now, battery life could, I mean, look, it's not going to be great. However, we've seen as these Snapdragon processors, especially in the last year and a half, with the 8 Gen 1 Plus, was really, really good battery life. And I could tell a huge difference between the Z Flip 2 and the Z Flip 3. No, excuse me, Z Flip 3 and this new generation Z Flip 4. Samsung has the 8 Gen 1 Plus. Now, the most current flagship CPU for Qualcomm is the 8 Gen 2, which is what the Galaxy S23 series has in it. It did not say what, and I'll put a link in the description and some information about this new Razr device. It does not say what CPU it's going to have in. I'm assuming it better have a flagship CPU, meaning it better have the 8 Gen 2 for two reasons. If this is going to be expensive, people are not going to pay for a cheap processor, and that was one of the issues with the previous Razr. It did not have the flagship, very best Qualcomm processor. It had like a mid-tier processor in it, and they were still charging $1,500, $1,600 for it. So it better have, for two reasons. If you're paying that much, you better have the best processor. Number two, you want to have the best efficiency. 8 Gen 2 has really good battery efficiency. So, for those two reasons. But it's really cool. My thumbnail has a picture of it. I'm going to use the thumbnail as a picture of the new Razr. It looks like any other clamshell, but it's just cool for added tech news and cool stuff to keep an eye out for. So if we get any more information, please subscribe. I will definitely give you more information. Please subscribe to the channel. If you got any questions, leave a comment for me. Subscribe to our channel for news, tech news, reviews. We got a lot of stuff coming, so I will see y'all shortly. Peace.